Sagittarius.
Hello Sagittarius, happy birthday for you early ones. This is your November astrological forecast for 2016. Now October, for many of you, you were spending a lot of your time here out pursuing your hopes and dreams and so forth, maybe spending some extra time socially as well. But see, now the Sun and Mercury has moved into your 12th house. That means operating behind the scenes. So you might just feel on some level that you would like to recharge your batteries. It's more going within, right? Great time to meditate, do your spiritual stuff as the Sun is recharging its batteries. But then again here, Venus is in your sign and has been here in October as well, as it passed over your ascendants, meaning that you've been radiating this extra charm out to your surroundings. And it's still here, and it will be for the next couple of weeks. And so you're going to be feeling this happy-go-lucky energy. You know, it really thrives here in this playful sign of yours. And I feel that you're really wanting to take some leaps and bounds now with a new thought, maybe a new idea, could be a concept. And if you look to the very last couple of days there of October, Venus touched upon Saturn. Saturn is your not just sense of responsibility and karma and what you're living up to, but it's also putting down a foundation for a very long term in your life right now. Venus touched upon it, vibed it. So I feel as you start off this month that you got the sense and the concept of what it is you want to take hands on and start moving it forward on Venus's annual journey. So it's starting off here in the first house, will end up in that 12th house a month at a time. You're going to take this concept and you're going to be tweaking, developing it. Here you're taking it from your persona, which is the first house. Towards the end of the month, Venus will be looking at the financial aspects of this concept, whatever it may be, and looking at it from all different angles and how you can grow it, how you can perfect it, and then you're going to take it's like taking a ball toward throughout all of these areas of your chart. But yes, Mars is already in your second house while we're speaking of financial situations here for the most part there of October. It was having you look at your income, what you're making. Can you improve it? Can you tweak it? Is there other sources for income that you can bring in? In that case, I think quite a few of you might have stumbled upon something that could be, if not your full career, your day job, but it could maybe be a secondary thing. Why? Because Mars in Capricorn is very practical. It's very down to earth. It's very hands-on. So I'm thinking that, especially because of the aspects of Uranus in your fifth house for creativity, it's like you're always on the outlook of what else can you do, what more can you do, especially in the area of creativity and self-expression. It could be artistic things as well, which the fifth house is all about. And Uranus there thinks in new ways, new concepts and so forth. So since Mars is here now in your second house of income, you might just have come upon something. And I would say, don't throw that idea away. Even if you don't embark upon it right now, you could down the road. See, because both Venus and Mars will here now be activating your and generating more income for you if you so choose to this month. This is how November is going to set itself apart from the other months. Now, we do get these comments, you know, where you're saying, it's been such a difficult month, why doesn't it work for me? You know, and that is all about Pluto in your second house. It is tough for many of you, but Pluto's trying to transform your way of making money. So whenever we have the transits of Venus and Mars, Venus will only come once a year. Mars, every 2 years, it will come and visit for a short amount of time. When we have the two of them traveling together here with your Pluto, take these things seriously, Sagittarius, because this is the whole intention of Pluto transforming the way you're going to be making money in decades to come, okay? So this is now an activation point for you to trust yourself, to really open up that foresight that you have as a Sagittarian. That's one of your gifts, is to look at the horizon, far away, long-term goals, but to also drive yourself with that enthusiasm in order to reach those goals. But then again, of course, yes, this is your solar chart that is speaking. Now there could be other things going on in your natal chart, your birth chart, that I can't see from here. So even if we're speaking about great aspects happening in your solar chart that I can see, if it is hitting, just to answer your question, if it's hitting on, say, difficult angles, oppositions, or squares in your chart, then no matter what we're seeing here in the solar chart, yes, it has an influence, and yes, that will work, but it may not create that flow for you as it does for the rest of you, right? So therefore, that's how we can see that, yes, we can have good information and good news coming up in your monthlies, but if it doesn't line up with your natal chart, well, then you have the answer to why that is. But loving to have these two planets here for you, because I know that a lot of you Sagittarians have been struggling to transform the income sector of your life. Now you have the chance. This is when you want to put the pedal to the metal and see what you can make the most out of. Mars in Capricorn is driven, it's goal-oriented, and I feel it will keep your nose, to the grindstone here if you choose to, and not delay things too long. You have a few weeks now ahead of you where you could really make this work. Now, we have the full moon on the 14th, and that will be here in your 6th house. So that will illuminate the area of your day-to-day schedules, how you work, and it's going to ask you, are you happy with the way you're working? Can things be arranged? I mean, the full moon will only illuminate this area once a year, giving you the opportunity to look at and hopefully tweak to perfection. But you could also be receiving some great kudos here on the 14th for work well done, because this is in the area of your work, not necessarily career, but the work that you do. On the 29th, we have the new moon. It is coming up in your sign here, Sagittarius, so that will be in your 1st house. This is the time of the year, it happens once a year, that you get this visit to your sign, where you want to place intentions for your visions, what is important for you, what you would like to accomplish between now and that of next year. You have the power to empower yourself with your dreams, and nobody can see things as clear with your vision, with enthusiasm, optimism, when you really get a hold of that Jupiterian nature that you have. So pay attention to the 29th, sit down, having good meditation, prayer, whatever it is, however you work your intentions. But yes, let your hopes and dreams shine forward in this meditation. Before I start off on the monthly aspects and what we can expect here, I just want to mention, I know some of you have commented on camera angle, and I'm just going to give you the insight to that enigma once and for all. And of course, for me, I don't really care about it. I work the way that I do, right? But you'll get some insight at the very end of this video, so do pay attention at the very end there. But on the 1st, we have the Sun and Neptune. And this is you, your hopes and dreams coming together. And I feel it's a day of vision, of insight. One of those, oh my gods, as if suddenly you see something very clear that you're downloading as an inspiration. So if you can hold it and harness it, you got something really good going for you. And especially for you here, I feel it has to do with your foundation in life, what it is you're trying to build and secure. The Sun is you, and Neptune is in the area of your home and family, but also within real estate. On the 2nd, we have power to you here, and this is within the area of communication. And I feel that this could definitely tie into your financial situation. So if you're starting or embarking upon something new, this could be great because the aspect is good. Then followed by some unexpected news, Sagittarius on the 4th, and this is when Venus and Uranus meet up. They meet up in a trine twice a year. Love, love, love this aspect because it can bring really sweet, unexpected surprises. It's Venus, love and romance, harmony, but it's also financial security coming in, and it's coming in with the unexpected event from Uranus, and Uranus being in your 5th house of self-expression, creativity, and so forth. So this might just be a money opportunity for you that could come in, and tie that in with what we initially spoke about, okay? All those activations going on in your income sector. On the 7th, I feel whatever you started or whatever you downloaded as wanting to initiate upon something new on the 2nd, this is a day where you can get some feedback or some validation from it. And once you do, it can really transform the way you think about generating income. Again, I got to use income because whenever Pluto is mentioned for you, do know it's your 2nd house we're talking about. That is your income sector. On the 15th, I see you kicking into action. There is a lot of motion here, both verbally with communication, but also physically, taking a hands-on approach to get something done, and you're going to be able to accomplish a lot on this day because you're driven. Your motivation is both mentally and physically aligned up. But on the 18th, lay low. There might be a misunderstanding, miscommunication. This is going to come quickly and then, I would say, vanish quickly. That is, if here on the 19th, you try to make up for it when Venus comes in to the very aspect of where Mercury was squaring on Neptune. Meaning that, yes, maybe we heard something that wasn't really intended or meant that way, or maybe we weren't clear enough in what we were communicating on the 18th. But on the 19th, Venus comes to the party and she will smooth things out and you're good to go. And the 19th is also the date to circle on your calendar as a wonderful romantic evening, okay? Venus, love and romance, and then Neptune, the ultra-romantic, higher dimensional aspect of Venus. So candlelight dinner, music, that kind of thing. And for those of you, Sagittarians, if you are an artist or expressing your creativity in any way, shape, and form, today is when you are going to be feeling all of that beautiful flow of inspiration, okay? So no writer's block, no nothing. If you create music, ooh, the tunes that you can make today is heavenly. I mean, and I'm not kidding, heavenly. On the 22nd, 23rd, for those of you starting anything new job, or you're having an interview, I see that you can really lock something in here and get some really good agreements going on. Negotiating is something that can expand your field, and I sense it has to do with you, with some group. So it's not just you and, say, a superior like a boss or a new boss, but within the area of expansion, within group or organizations. It could also be a circle of friends. There could be something great there. And I feel whatever you start now, at least for a year, it can have and hold some power for you. Beyond that, then it's going to be more choices on your part, their part, or whatnot. But I feel you can lock in a new annual cycle here with this beginning. On the 24th, we're coming here upon the holidays. We've got to be a little careful this month, Sagittarius, because Jupiter and Pluto are butting heads. Now, Jupiter likes to be right? And it sees things in its way. But when it's butting up with Pluto, your opinions or your sight might brush somebody the wrong way, or it could be vice versa, somebody else's opinions that might brush you the wrong way, and then create some dynamic reactions here. And when the two of them don't play nice together, it can become a little uncomfortable. On the 25th, though, here Venus is going to kind of come in and try to heal whatever took place on the 24th. And Venus and Pluto together can be very intimate, it can be very passionate. We're not just talking in a physical sense, it could be a true emotional and spiritual sense too, trying to wipe away whatever misunderstandings on the 24th. On the 26th, great news, unexpected, coming from your 5th house, which has to do with creativity. And so I feel that this could be either something you might be presenting, maybe whatever you started earlier in the month, now at this time is ready so you can show it to the world, or it could just be you are making an agreement with yourself that now is the time to start embarking upon those ideas from earlier in the month. So this is what we have for you here in November, and for those of you who listen to the Astro Weekly, there you know you get a day-by-day astrological forecast, but where the moon is more so also included in those transits, which gives us more the feeling and the emotion of our day-to-day experiences. So listen, if you want to go listen to the end here at the camera angle, then do so, and if not, then I will see you in December. Have a good one now. Listen, I thought I would address the comments that you guys have had and speculated about over a long time, and that is, why do I look this direction and into the camera this way? It has a couple of reasons, and of course for me, I'm more all about the information rather than the camera, but just to let you know, I have two very important reasons for why I sit the way I do. For one, I want to keep in touch with you on the camera, but then I have my board here with the transits, the dates, and so forth, because not all that information is stored mentally. But there's a deeper reason, and that is the third point, you, the board, and then the midpoint. Now, the midpoint for me is when I access the future, okay, when I put it together. And you can try this for yourself as well, because see, if you look to the left, you're processing the past. That's where your memories go down memory lane. That's the past, that side of our brain. When we look to the right, we're accessing the future, right? That's where you go when you're speculating what will happen now in the future. You will go this direction with your eyes. So for me, I channel my information when I look in this direction. So for me, rather than sitting straight on, then it works for me. My information flows better. It's how I roll. Now, if I was to talk to you without thinking or considering the future, then I would look straight on like this, because then I'm just talking about the here and now, whatever, and looking at you. But as soon as I psychically start working, well, then I got to go like this to get that information in the future and download it from there. So that's why, no mystery, but now you know. See you next time.